So the Swadhisthana chakra, which is placed second now, is the one which has got 6 petals. And this is the one that controls the pelvic plexus, the aortic plexus within us. That also has got 6 plexuses. Now we have to know that these are chakra centers placed in our spinal cord, and the growth centers are outside. Now this is something one must understand if you have to understand about Kundalini, that these centers are placed outside as gross plexuses, which doctors know, but they are actually subtle centers inside the spinal cord. Beyond that is another center which you can see, that's called as Mindful Chakra. I have told you the center, the navel chakra, which has got 10 petals. As I have told you, there have been 10 gurus also. And around that is the void, is the gap. And this gap has to be filled. Now what happens when you place your hands towards me? Like this, if you could, it would be nice. All of you should place your hands so it works out simultaneously. See, this power, this divine power, which is an integrated power, which is all powers put together, starts flowing into your being through your fingers. These fingers, 5 fingers, this portion and this portion, as you will see from the chart we have given you, are responsible for sucking that divinity within yourself. It works like an antenna. It goes inside and first it fills your stomach, by which an invitation is sent to this Kundalini. She's awareness, she understands that she's facing the right person. And when the invitation comes, she starts rising. She starts rising upward, breaking through all these centers. Already some of you must be feeling cool breeze in the hand. Already. Those who are not feeling also should keep their hands just like this. Very simple method. It's the simplest of all. Now, you know that these are all sympathetic points. These are 2 sympathetic nervous systems, left and right. It starts working through you, passes into your hand, goes into your stomach, and invites the Kundalini. The Kundalini, first of all, looks after your physical being. Supposing you are sick, even cancer, then the Kundalini tries first to give you physical comfort. It goes to the point where the person has the problem. Supposing you have stomach trouble, liver trouble, you can see at the back of that person that at that point it is pulsating. You can also see that in the hand, this finger, this thumb is burning. And if you ask the person, are you suffering from hepatitis? He'll say, how do you know? That's why it is a sign. It is a sign because whatever you see is there, happens, and you can maneuver this power once you are realized. So it seems to your physical being. I have said it off and on, and again today I want to repeat it one thing, that cancer is a disease which can only be cured through self-realization. There's no other way. Because overactivity of the sympathetic nervous system on both the sides creates a situation where a person becomes malignant, means his cells start working on their own, they lose their contact with the whole. To give it a balance and harmony, there is a system within us known as parasympathetic in the center, which also is connected to all our deities, And these are the organizers, the deities which always give us a balance. For example, if you are walking fast, your heart will start beating fast for the emergency. But gradually it comes back, and that is brought back by the parasympathetic. Because of the parasympathetic activity in you, you are what you are. Otherwise, there would have been really cancer set in with every one of us, because we are quite extremists. That is the one which gives us balance. And that's why when Kundalini rises, she tries to give you cures. How Christ cured people? He said that something passed through my being. What happened actually? That when you see a sick person next to you, suddenly you feel something passing from you and going into him. That is the power, that power which cures first. Second, then it comes to a point where your mental side is in the fourth chakra, you can see at the heart center. Heart center is a center where God has given us a sense of security. Sense of security and a desire to exist. Desire to exist. When this center is in difficulty, we want to commit suicide. We have so many problems with this center. For example, women suffering from breast cancer. Mostly it is due to this. They have some sort of a insecurity in their mind, in their subconscious maybe. And that's why they suffer from it. When the Kundalini knows that, she rises into that realm and helps there, and a person feels absolutely secure. Then it rises higher. Up to this point, this is a very important point for human beings, because through this we have achieved our humanness and also our freedom. We are human beings because our necks are up like that. This is a very, very important point. The most important, I would say, because there are 60 subplexuses, the maximum. And here we have become human beings. By this center, we have got the conscience. We have got the conscience. For an animal, there is nothing like sin. Human beings have the sense of sin. If a tiger has to eat a cow, it eats. It doesn't have to bother and think and worry about it. The conscience is built in here at the back. That's why this is the most important thing from human point of view. And this center is given to us by God, by which we have discrimination power. We can discriminate. If this center is correct, then your hands are very sensitive and you can easily feel the divinity. But we go on compromising with our conscience. We start killing it gradually, managing it somehow or other, bringing ourselves to the norms of the society, norms of our understanding, norms of our greed and lust. Such a conscience, of course, reduces the sensitivity. The conscience is placed in this center, which is excited by the rising of the Kundalini. Your conscience becomes very active to such an extent, that if you see a person who is possessed sitting next to you, immediately you start getting heat from that person, you get up and go to another place. You just feel the heat. If you start thinking according to your old style of thinking and planning about doing something funny or dirty or something which is evil, your vibrations will stop. You won't get vibrations. Your hands will start shaking and you will get heat, tremendous heat in the body. The conscience becomes aware of itself, it establishes itself and it expresses itself. Self-realization is this. When your subtle being becomes aware of itself and establishes self and glorifies into it. Such a person enjoys his virtue. It doesn't cry, oh, I am so honest, that's why I'm suffering. No, it says, if I'm honest, what a nice thing to have it. If I'm kind, if I'm simple, oh, what a nice thing. If I'm innocent, how beautiful it is to be innocent. There's so many people who find, I'm too innocent, people have cheated me. Oh, you enjoy. Oh, people have cheated me, very good. I have not cheated them, thank God. That sort of a temperament you do. In self-realization, your subtle being, which is the holy being within you, is established and glorified. It is not only somebody coming and putting the hand on your head, all right, you're baptized, finished. Or it's not also a Brahmin coming and putting a thread and saying, no, you are reborn. It's not that. The proof of the pudding is in the eating of it. It's not giving a lecture or a sermon or some sort of a big show or sometimes a circus. It is something that happens to you and you are the judge of yourself and you know it yourself. Nobody else has to say that about you. You have to certify yourself. You have to enjoy yourself too. Like one poet in India said that with Sahaja Yoga, sandalwood itself has started smelling its own fragrance. Like the flower has started smelling its own fragrance. Or a beautiful seed has started feeling its own beauty. This is what happens after Sahaja Yoga and after the realization. If it does not happen, it's not a realization. Because you are that. You are beauty. You are fragrance. You are glory. And you are that joy. You are. Nobody has told you a lie so far. And if you are denied that, you are going to get it. You will have to have it to know that it is so. This mark that I have, just behind that, in the center of the optic chiasma, where the pituitary and pineal bodies are placed, there's a very subtle center which doctors do not know is known as the Ajna Chakra. This center is a very great thing for so-called Christians, I would say, because that is the center of Christ. And that is the point where you are promised your resurrection, your rebirth. His message is not his crucifixion, but his resurrection. The way you show him, the lanky-panky type, and the most miserable, how could he be? He was joy. And he gave us, through his own resurrection, he has opened that door which is described, I am the door, for you to enter into the kingdom of God. But only by calling him Christ, Christ, it's not going to work out. The Kundalini has to rise, which he says, I will appear before you like tongues of flames. I would like all these priests put together to explain that to me. What does that mean? How much do they understand about Bible, which they carry with them, and some of these Jews, they make a small little mini picture of that and put it here. Is this the way? Do you think by carrying Bible on your heads, are you going to go there? There must be something that God has placed within you, and that is what it is, your own resurrection, the right of your own resurrection, of your rebirth. And that is this center, which is very important. This is the blood of Christ. And that has promised that resurrection. To enter into the kingdom of God, that is on top here, which we call as the limbic area in the medical terminology, but as we call it, Sahasrara in the Sanskrit language, is that there are 1,000 petals there. If you cut the brain in a transport process, you can see that it looks like petals. It is like that. But when you see actually the Sahasrara of an enlightened one, it is like a lotus with thousand, I have not counted, 1,000 petals which go on like this. Living petals with many colors. All the vibgyor colors are there. All of them are there. Many Sahaja Yogis have seen that happening to them while getting realization. It's not necessary to see anything. The smoothest you are, you don't see anything. The best you are, you have the happiest landings and the smoothest ones. The easiest people, the simplest people get it just like that. Without getting any sight or any light or anything, just there. They just land there. But it is something like landing on the moon. How many believed, those who do not understand science? My own grandmother could not believe it. And she said, "We are all just telling lies." And even when you showed her the pictures, she said, "Oh, this could be done with, on the earth only you can create a cinema like that." If we can land on the sun, why not in the kingdom of God? But somebody has to trigger it, and surprisingly, even the spacecraft is built on the same way. Perhaps the unconscious has given them the same style. Like a telescope, this Kundalini rises. From one to another, like that. In the same way you have seen there in the spacecraft, there are these, placed different vestibules, one into another. And the first one explodes, throwing one with an accelerated speed. The second one explodes, throwing with the accelerated speed. Then the third one, like that, and then it goes into the space. In the same way, the Kundalini acts, but this also knowledge has come to us from our unconscious, from nowhere else. Even a person like Einstein, who was a realized soul, no doubt, he says that I was worried about my science and everything. I couldn't do anything about this relativity. And the whole theory dawned upon me when I was just playing with some bubbles, resting in my garden, and the whole thing was dawned upon me from some unknown area. This unknown area is the area of kingdom of God, the unconscious. When it pierces this top, that's the baptism which John the Baptist was talking about. He was the only realized soul at that time. Today there are many more. Many more are born. There are so many realized souls who are born even in your country. Up to 5 years of age, you'll find many children born. Maybe your children might be like that. You don't know. They are born realized. And there are many people I've met who are born realized. Maybe some of them might have come here, whom I recognized, and now they recognized me. And they knew they had these powers in them. They were curing people, and they were helping people. But they didn't know what it was all about. They didn't know everything. And now they have become masters. You have to be the masters of this Kundalini. That's why you have been evolved. You have been made into human beings. And you are to be enthroned. But before doing that, you had to use your freedom. You have to be free people to choose the good, the righteous, the great, the divine. But while choosing, we went to the other side of it. Absolutely. The brain had to be developed. Your superego was developed. Ego had to be developed to a point. So we started from here. Instead of coming here and rising, we just went this side. We are thinking, we are planning. Even they are planning about God. They are trying to plan God and organize Him. And they are planning even the religion part of it. When you see they are planning capacities, you are surprised, and their ego that they can conceive God in their mind. This center, the topmost here, the kingdom of God, when it opens out, the light comes into your heart and you become one with the divine. Then from your hands, cold breeze start flowing. Maybe some people might get hot breeze. Might be. In the beginning, maybe they are not well. There's some sort of a problem. Maybe. Doesn't matter. They'll get cool breeze. A cool breeze starts flowing. When it breaks, you become absolutely thoughtlessly aware. To begin with, when you enter into it only, you become thoughtlessly aware. You become blank. If you close your eyes, you can see there is no thought coming in the mind. You are just listening to me. That's all. Nothing beyond. Nothing from the subconscious, neither to the supraconscious. You do not think of the future or the past, but you are blank. And when it breaks, you find a cool breeze coming. Now what is this? This is the manifestation of your spirit, yourself, which is coming through, which is expressing itself. This is called as Chaitanya Lahari in the Sanskrit language, but in the Bible it is described in various ways. When you put your hands towards a person, you can feel that person too. If he is not realized, you do not get any vibration. If he is realized, you get some vibration. If he is sick, you understand what is the problem. Where is the problem? Even people who are away, you can know about them because you jump into the collective consciousness. Sitting down here, you can cure people. Sitting down here, you can give awakening. But realization has to be somehow, I don't know, I can't help it, has to be in my presence or through my photograph. There is certain compulsions they had to put because you people never recognize them, none of them. They are all there within us. All of them are within us, ready to help you to get what you have been asking for. God has not created you to be absolutely frustrated. No, for his fulfillment. Believe me, it is so. The time has come. The blossom time has come. The great times have come. This is the time has been promised in all the ancient scriptures. This is the time it has to work. And it is going to work out. Thousands of people are getting it. And why should you get?